Okay, where are my year 3 train instructors? Good. So last lesson we learned about halves, quarters and eighths and what those fractions looked like. And this lesson will be a continuum of that lesson. So by the end of today's lesson, you should be able to model fractions on different 3D objects. So I hope you all enjoyed that mental warm-up game of what number am I? Did you all like it? Yep. It was a bit tricky to get into at the start, but it is good to turn our brains on and get into maths mode. So it's good. I liked it and I hope you did too. But now we will be moving on. So today we are open at Miss Alafaci's fruit shop. We have many different fruits and different objects for you to come and explore. So we have fake fruit, some fake bread, some fake vegetables, and some 3D objects for you to work with. So this will help us to understand what fractions look like off the paper and in some real world scenarios. So after we go through the word problem and the steps to success, table by table, I will call you up to have a look and feel and pick 4 different objects to model. So behind me I have the word problem and the steps to success. So it says here, Jess, Harry and Nick each have some oranges. Jess cut her oranges into thirds, Harry cut his oranges into halves, and Nick cut his oranges into quarters. How many pieces might each person have? Yep. Good observation. So Cameron asked, would Jess have 3, Harry have 2, and Nick have 4? Well, he's got it right. He knows the fraction, but we don't know how many oranges that have. But that would be correct if they only had 1 orange each. So before we can answer this last line, we have to answer the steps to success first. So let's read that now. It says, choose 4 objects from the front to model on your fraction. Draw and model the fraction on the 4 objects you have chosen. And it says, show your fraction on a number line between 1 and 0. Yep, we all know how to draw a good number line, nice and straight. That's good. Oh, I've got a question. Yep, good question, Sam. So you get to choose which fraction. You can choose anything you like. Then it says, after the number line, choose how many oranges Jess will have. Then it says, distinguish how many pieces of oranges she will have when cutting her oranges into the fraction. Oh, yep, I heard someone, what does distinguish mean? Good question. Distinguish means to tell apart or determine. So it's like another word for, if I were to say, figure out how many pieces of orange Jess would have. Yep, so good question, that is good. So once you've done this, you must repeat the steps for Harry and for Nick. And then finally, once this is all done, you must illustrate how many pieces of orange they would all have if each person had 3 oranges. Yep, so this is done in our workbooks. I heard someone murmur that. So this is done in our workbooks. Just get a new page, date and title at Miss Alafaci's fruit shop. Okay, Cameron's table, would you like to come down here? You asked a really good question. So I think your table should come down here first. So while Cameron's table is down here, while each table is down here, I think this is a good opportunity for the rest of the class to choose how many oranges you might give each of the characters. Like you might want to give Jess 4 or whatever. So you can write that down in your workbook, and then you might be able to see what we've got going on here, but I'll explain it to each group. So what we have down here, we have a range of fruit and 3D objects for you to use. So we've got not only some fruit, we've got some fruit and veg, we've got zucchini and some bread, we've got some small wooden shapes, all 3D. So these ones are good, nice and small. Also have this one, so this is like an egg shape. So technically we do have a little egg down here. And we do have the fruits, as I mentioned, and what we have, which is really cool, we have some 3D objects, But the cool thing with these ones, these aren't just any ones, is these are magnetic, and so these help you show, these are 3D fraction objects. So what we have is, if this cube breaks into 3, what is this? Yeah, exactly, this is a third. So these ones are designed to help you with your fractions and showing equal parts, because showing equal parts of fractions is important. We can't have one half like this and a little half like that. This one shows halves. We also have other ones. So look at this, I've got spheres. So these ones are here to help you, and that's okay. So unfortunately, guys, we don't have enough for everyone. Actually, I'm going to tell the class this. Year 3, if I can have your eyes and ears on me, please. So I was just about to say, unfortunately, we don't have enough shapes and fruit for everybody. So what we can do is, you're allowed to, once every table has had a look and mentally chosen their 4 objects to model, you're allowed to come up as many times as you want. If you want to remember, or you want to ask me a question about how would you divide this up, or whatever. And you can bring your workbook up, and if you want to draw a little photo of it, you can, if that might help you. But whatever you like, you can come up as many times as you want. And yes, so yeah, keep jotting down. So as always, class, the masterclass is open, which is happening at the back of the room, for anyone who has any questions or queries or needs an explanation, demonstration, anything. We can all come in a big group and help each other out. The rule, what's the rule? The rule is, it's a no judgment zone, of course. So no question is a silly question, I like to say. So that is good. Although this isn't a pair activity class, if you would like some help from the person sitting next to you, that's okay, because it's good to help each other out, and they might be able to help you and you might be able to help them. So while the students are working, I'll be roaming around the classroom, making sure students don't have any outstanding questions to get started. Things I'll be assessing mentally, making sure these students' fractions are equal parts, because this is a major part of our content, and understanding fractions, they have to be equal. The masterclass is a chance for everyone to help one another, and so no one falls behind, and that is good. Okay, year 3, eyes and ears on me. So I know you might not be finished, and that's okay. This is kind of like an investigative task, which means it's not meant to be finished in like 10 20 minutes or even a lesson. So I know this one might you might finish start of next lesson, and that's okay. It's a slow process, but we'll get there in the end. So how did everybody find that? Yep, Jeremy? Yep. Okay, so what he said, if you didn't hear him, is he said he likes being able to choose different aspects. So he liked being able to choose how many oranges Jess got, and he liked being able to choose the shapes and objects. Yep, so these are good ideas you can put in our reflection activity, which we are about to start now. So we do this one a lot, and we're just going to do it again. It's our 3, 2, 1 activity. So can someone remind me? Exactly. 3 minutes to write 2 things you like and learnt, and 1 question for next lesson. So these questions can be addressed at the start of next lesson before we continue on. So I will give you a few minutes to do that now. Okay, so everybody seems to be finishing up now, which is good. As I was walking around, I could see many people were well on track during the work today and during the lesson, and that is good. It was good to see that we were able to model the fractions on different objects, which was the aim for the lesson. So that's really good. We met the goal, isn't it? So where to next? Tomorrow we will be continuing on with this, as it seems the majority of the class still have a little bit left to go, and that's okay. So that's our plan tomorrow. And for the speedy workers who finish before, we do have a where to next, which is another word problem which we can work on to nail these skills. So good job today, Year 3. Miss Alafaci's fruit shop is officially closed. And yes, look forward to tomorrow's lesson finishing the work. Thanks.